She will play it because she's a crazy reviewer gamer. Hopefully this song is shorter for you guys because she thinks the last one was too long, but she still is a crazy cat lady, you gamer. Hopefully this is the last one because like before, I don't like singing these songs.
Crazy Cat Lady Gamer Reviewer or Martha Butler does not own any trailers or pictures. I use them under fair use for educational and entertainment purposes. Hi everybody, Martha here. So today we're doing the cartoon, the animated version of Mulan. The best I can do with her, the way she does her butt on short notice. But so since next year they're making the live action version of it, but the good excuses about me making a live action version about this, I'm having a good excuse about doing a review on this. Yay! So this movie starts out with one of the Chinese guards who's guarding the Great Wall of China and seeing the eagle. Seeing well, it's actually a hawk, but seeing the hawk get on top of the mountain, on top of the Chinese army, and seeing the Huns conquer it, going over it, and he has to light the fire to let how China knows you're here, and Shan Yu says, "Good, let them." So the guard goes and another guard goes and tells the emperor that the Huns are here, and they have to go and ask every man from every family to go and do it. The next thing we see is to serve the army. So the next thing we see is Mulan writing down what she's supposed to say on her arm. Mulan's a cheater. This is a test, Mulan. You should have studied. But nope, but she writes it on her arm in case she forgets. Because, man, Mulan. So, and she has to go and feed the chickens, like helping her, asking her little brother, which is a dog, to go feed the chickens for her. And she makes sure that her dad gets tea. But her dad's saying, "You should be already down there." Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure she knows that. But she goes down there and gets on the horse, and she's not even ready yet. She still has hay in her hair, and her grandma, before this, has a cricket and crosses the street, and it almost dies. But the cricket luck saves her, like. And yet the cricket thinks that he's not lucky after this, but okay. So they when the mask makers come out and start making Mulan up, like, and they start singing, "This is what I have to work with, but honey, I said worse." So, and I get all the songs done. I'll rate the songs for you guys. But she walks out there when she's meeting our matchmaker, and have all makeup on, and they go and meets matchmaker, and she says, Mulan, and she says, present, speaking without permission. Like, who's speaking her quotas? Like, too Skinner. Like, and this is the only time where I think having the cricket would probably be a bad luck, but it was just really Mulan not knowing what to do, how to put everything out, because all she was trying to do is stop their cricket. Because first she gets the ink on her after she says she looks at her arms and makes sure she says everything right, and even though it got all wiped down in the bathtub, and she's actually having to remember it because it got all wiped down, so she decides to actually remember because she got snacked mixed up with act. So making her look like a god by having a mustache right here and having her butt burned, and end up having a cricket inside of her tea. So, and Grandma thinks it's going well. No, it's not going well. And the lady comes out and says, "You will never bring your family honor." And they go home, and I mean, and one of my favorite songs from this movie, Reflection, happens. Look at me. Yep, because I relate to that song a lot. I mean, I don't get how Mulan thinks she's ugly, but that song, it has to do with more than this ugliness. Has to do with the fact that she wants to have her reflection look like how she feels on the inside to show her what she have it feel like she's on the outside, and she's really on the inside she's a fighter. So, but she's afraid she's gonna break her family's heart. I mean, I love my family, so this is why a lot of people I know probably would not understand this. I want her bring honor to your family. Some people I know does not know what that means. So, and she wipes off the makeup during the song, and like, you don't need the makeup to look pretty, Mulan. You shouldn't need makeup to look pretty. You should be able to look pretty without makeup. And then Mulan knows how to make herself look pretty with makeup, without makeup. Even when she's a boy, even when she's dressed as a boy, she still looks pretty. And so that's what I think. So when she goes back outside, her dad does on her flower thing where he says, "Look, this one's late, and when it blooms, it be the most beautiful one of all." So he's not disappointed in her at all. So which is good. I mean, and this is where the stupid advisor comes. I mean, swear, this guy's worse than Jafar. Sometimes this guy is worse than Jafar all the time. Because those guys are both advisors in this guy. I mean, that guy's the bad guy in my picture because the way he acts all the time in this movie. He's a sexist. And when he calls Mulan's father, the foul family, and Mulan says no, and she comes out and says, Please, sir. My father's already served his country. And he says, you will remember to tell your daughter when to speak at a man's presence. Mulan, you have dishonored me. That's the only time where he thinks that. So he puts down his cane and walks back without his cane. I'm guessing he got hurt during the war. And he tries to bring his sword. I don't have a real sword, so this is my sword. and try to I'll do it standing up. Like he does. And he almost falls down doing it. And when they're having dinner, Mulan says, you should not have to fight. There is plenty of men out there who can fight. And I'll do what is right to bring honor to my family and bring honor to my country. I'll do what that's to do is right. It's time. I know my place. It's time that you learn yours. So she goes out there and starts crying under the great stone dragon. And this is when she starts thinking about going to go to herself, because she goes out there and grabs her dad's armor and cuts her hair off using her father's sword. So, and she comes and tells Kun and scares Kun because Kun doesn't recognize her, and she comforts Kun. And they both leave, and apparently something wakes up her grandma, and she's one that discovers that Mulan's gone, and her father tries to go after her, but he can't make it because she's already long gone, and the mother says, you must go after her. If I reveal her, he says, she could be killed. If I reveal her, she will be. Yeah. And this is when the grandma asks the ancestors to protect Mulan, and the greatest ancestor wakes up Mushu. Yep, Mushu. I can kind of do his voice, but not that well. Can I hear somebody ask for a miracle? So, let me be the new guardian, and let me be a guardian again. He says, wake up the ancestors. One family reunion coming right up. And he starts waking everybody up, and they're like, "Oh, disgusting! Like, where's Mulan get this from?" And then we see why they don't trust Mushu anymore, because she lost one of the ancestors' heads, and they're like, he's like wondering, and your point is, and we're gonna send a real dragon, like go and get Mulan. Like, What? I'm a real dragon! Come on, Mushu, you don't even got wings! Get back in your job day. I just want one chance. Is that too much to ask? And he goes and wakes up the great stone, tries to wake up this great stone dragon, but this great stone dragon really likes to sleep. Even when Mushu breaks the statue, he still doesn't wake up. Like, I just think that's a statue. I don't think it's a real. The demon. And he goes and he has to confuse has to fool the great guardian and the great ancestor, and by having the stone, and says, "Did I mention there's the great stone dragon? Go now, the Fall family's honor rests in your claws." And the cricket guy and Mushu is like, "Great, what am I gonna do now?" And the cricket comes like, "Let's go get her." Go get her? I mean, after all this, I would have to make a sword and have her be a hero. That's it. I'll make sure she's a hero. Oh, you're doing it now, baby. And the cricket goes after him. He says you're coming. I mistake you're coming. You're lucky. Yeah, I look like a fool to you. I might flip one of your. I'm like, what do you mean a loser? We might take one of your antennas and flick it across the road. And then who would be a loser, me or you? And this is when Lee Shan Yu is he's not one of the best Disney villains out there, but he still has menacing moments in this movie. And this moment right here is menacing because he bumps into two soldiers, and he asks both of them to send a message about stuff, and he asks them, one of his people, how many men does it take to deliver a message? One. And we don't see them kill. He doesn't kill. We don't know which one he kills. We just know that guy that shoots the arrow kills one of them. But that was like one of the menacing moments that he killed one of them. And we see Mulan thinking about like how she's going to deliver herself to him, and she's talking to Khan, and she throws a shoe at Khan after he laughs at her like, "I'm working on it." It's just, who am I kidding? It's going to take me a miracle to get me in the army. And this is when Mushu says, "Did I hear somebody ask for a miracle? Let me say, aye!" And Mulan screams, "Ah, that's close enough!" And he comes out and he says, "Who am I? Who am I? I am the pleasurable, the notable, the indestructible Mushu." So, and Kun tramples over him. Yeah, Mushu, this proves that you're a dragon. The fact that you're not dead after he tramples over you. And Mulan says, "My ancestor sent a little lizard to help me." Dragon! Dragon! Not lizard! I don't do that tongue thing. And she says, "You're tiny." Of course. If I was my real size, your cow here would be scared of my... And Kun tried to bite him. "Down, Betsy!" And he says, "I can straight through your armor." Like, he says, and Mulan smacks him. "Okay, this honor on you, this honor on your cow." So, no more smack me anymore. You have to trust me. So they go down there, and Mushu's trying to teach her how to act like a man, but I think he's got the wrong idea about this kind of stuff sometimes. Like, you have to, because Mulan's like, and disgusting. Like, yeah, men can be disgusting. We all can be disgusting. You know how to, and they act just like one of them. He's like teaching her how to walk. Like, I'm pretty sure guys don't walk like that. Not any guys I ever seen. And he's teaching him, like, you have to spank the butt and punch. But all that happens is make them want to fight her. And that's what happens. A fight ends up breaking out. So, and while this is going on, Shang and his dad are having a discussion about who should be in charge. And he picks Shang, and the advisor is there, and he wants him to take notes, and he says, "I won't leave anything out." And his dad and his troops leave, and Shang's captain now, and he comes outside and finds like everybody's fighting, and they point to Mulan is the one that started it. If you really think, like, the only one that really started this was Mushu, because she only punched him because Mushu told her to. So, and now they have to clean up her camp. That's because she made a mess. Like, that's how Yarn really is. If one person makes a mess, everybody has to clean up. Not just one person. The person who made it, everybody has to. Because they have to move. The army has to move as one, not thousands. They have to move as one. The thousands has to move as one person. And that's how it works. And then you have to they have to get their mindset as they were moved, as they were an ascension. And that means that's why they all had to clean up after her. So the next morning, Mulan actually sleeps in, and Mushu wakes her up and serves her breakfast. And the cricket's inside of it. You're gonna, all right inside, beauty. Wake up, up. And he starts eating it, and he starts feeding it to her, and you have to invite your brothers, and because the brothers do something stupid, you have to kiss your guys' butts. Like, oh, I don't get the other guy's butt. Don't talk your mouth full. And come on, let's see your angry face comes to us. Ah, that's what I'm talking about. And she fixes her hair, and Khan's like, and Mushu's like, what do you mean the troop just left? He says, what? And she goes, wait, you forgot your sword. Man, my little baby's is up to battle. He starts crying, the crickets. And the advisors like, order, and they were like ordering food. Like, that's not funny. So, and Mulan comes down there, and Ling starts asking her, hello, Ping. Oh yeah, I forgot that they have the Mulan had to come with a name, and her name ends up being Ping because apparently that's Mushu's best friend. So, and Ling asks if, hello, Ping, are you hungry? And Chow like, yeah, and because I owe you a knuckle sandwich. And Shane comes out like, troops, you all every morning all has to answer to me, and and Alex says, "Ooh, tough guy," and he aims an arrow at him, but he accidentally shoots up at the very top of the thing, and he says, "Thank you for volunteering. Retrieve the arrow. I'll get that, pretty boy. And I'll do it with my shirt on." But he brings out two lifts that are tied to a rope, and he says, "This one represents strength. This one represents honor. You need both. This one needs honor. This one needs discipline. You need both to retrieve the arrow." And he can't do it because he's not know how to use neither of those lifts yet. None of them could. And your guys' favorite part happens right here. Time for me to make all the pictures show up. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. Be my... Did they send me daughters when I ask for sons? You're the saddest bunch I ever met to convince before we're through, Mr. I'll make a man out of you.
I am a man now! He's never gonna catch his breath.
Well, I was full for cutting, Jim. This guy's gotten scared to death. Hope he doesn't see right through me. So I think I got all the pictures on there. If not, I'll continue them right here because I don't want to get in trouble. So at the end of the song, when Shane says, "You're unsuited for the rage of war, so pack up, go home, you're through. How could I make a man out of you?" And Mulan figures out how to do the lifts, and she ties them around the big long stick, the big long pole, and use it to get to the arrow. She takes her own night to do it, but she does it. And when she gets to the arrow, the chorus comes up and says, "You must at the great typhoon. We are men. We are of the blazing fire, mysterious as the dark side of the moon." Wah! So after this, we see Shang Yu find Hawk bring back Doll, and he asks his soldiers, "What do you see?" And they all see stuff like pine and sulfur and white horse hair. So, and they figure out that the army is waiting for them at a village, and one of them says, "We can avoid them easily." No, the great chance to the emperor is for that pass. Says, "Besides, the little girl was missing her doll. We should turn it to her." Like, see, the only thing good about this guy, that he reminds me a lot of reminds me a lot of the Hunters and Bambi, because two of his things that we see, two of his greatest moments, are done off screen. So that's what. So I mean, we see him unlike the ones in Bambi, but still, that's the only thing I like about him. Those two mimicry moments are the ones that are done off screen. I mean, there's another one, but that's done on screen. So Mushu tells Mushu has to make sure that Mulan doesn't get in there and takes a bath, but she says, just because I look like a man doesn't mean I have to smell like one. And Mushu says, I like that corn chip smell. Like, I don't! And at least Mushu is being nice by covering his eyes up. He's not looking at her. Like, good job. Good on you, Mushu. Good on you. I think you already got slapped once. You don't need to get another slap. So, and he says hygiene. And the three guys come into there, and he's, well, there's few things that are bound to notice. And they all start to fight. Like, Yao gets on the rock, and good thing they don't go any lower. And the king of the rock, and they end up almost getting a fight, and Ling tries to pull Mulan out of there, and she's like covering up, like, I don't want to take him anywhere. And Mushu bites him, and they all think, and they think he's a snake and get out there and get on the rock, and she calls Khan over with a whistle. But I still can't whistle. Like, it's the best I can do, guys. I can't do what she did. And she calls him, and she gets out there, and she says, I'll never want to see a naked man again. Hear you, I thought you liked Shang. And they ruin the Visor's guy's slippers after he gets his and Mushu overhears the fact that the Visor is still not impressed with these guys and is calling them old boys and not saying you're not fit to be captain. And he says, by the way, I got my own. Like, I don't know if I believe you, but you got your job on your own. Well, having to be related to somebody. Like, what did you do that was so honorable? And he goes out there to get in the bath and get his flippers ruined. And Mushu, disguised, riding a panda with a bunch of hay, hands him a note about like how they're needed at the front. And Mushu's right. They are needed at the front. Like, Mushu doesn't know he's right, but he's right. And then this is when they're doing the last song in this movie. A girl we're fighting for. Wish I had a girl worth fighting for. I want Anders and the moons, but both like shine like stars. I want the girl who have my strength. And they ask Lon, like, what about a girl who has a brain, who always speaks her mind? And they go, nah, like, what's wrong with that? So, now that we have all 4 songs in this, let me rate the songs. Number 4 is the first song. When we're meeting our matchmaker, then it's girl we're fighting for, then it's a reflection, then it's let's get down to business. I make a man out of you. That one's number 1. So, and when that song's done singing, and going, they find out that the whole entire village was destroyed, and they find out they find out the general was killed, and this is all done off screen. So, and even the little girl got killed. It's because we don't find her body, but they don't show any of the bodies. They just show all of them in their flags and stuff like that. And he puts down his sword puts down his father's sword to honor him, and then leaves and put his helmet. I mean, one of the things good about Mulan, she's one of the few princesses that has both her parents still alive, and they both can speak. Unlike Rapunzel's family, like Rapunzel's parents in the movie. I never watched the show, so in the movie. So they go and they go and continue fighting, and I guess the cricket ends up shooting stuff, or Mushu does. I'm not sure. One of them messes with the rockets and or cannon, and gives away their position. And this is like another one of my favorite parts when Mulan uses the last cannon to shoot at the mountain to cause an avalanche. And nobody can tell what she's aiming for until it's already done. So, and this is when Mulan gets cut. And the reason why she doesn't feel it right away is the adrenaline rush. I felt an adrenaline rush. How many people has felt an adrenaline rush? So, I felt it a couple, I would think about 4 times. So, they go and they'll try to run, but Mulan and Shang both get swallowed, and so does all of Lian the bad guys army all get swallowed by the avalanche. Well, Ling, Chao, and Chimpo don't get swallowed. I mean, I don't know about the advisor guy because I don't see him under that big rock, but he must be under the rock because we don't get to see him get pulled up by Mushu, or when or Mulan doesn't save him like she does what she did with Shang and Khan. And Mushu saves the cricket because he's on it's on the bottom of the cannon. And after the avalanche is all done, pouring over, they Mulan finally feels the pain, and she passes out, and the doctor tells them she's a girl to the advisor and Chang, and they see that she's a girl because of these. So, and the advisor says, "I know there was something wrong with you," and she's a woman. And he wants Shang to kill her, but Shang says no, a life for a life, and the advisor says, "But you can't move out," and he says, "You just can't, we're not gonna kill Mulan, you jerk." And Mulan stays in, feels bad for herself, and she looks at her helmet and says, and she tells, "Maybe I didn't just do this for my father. Maybe I did this for myself. Or I looked in the mirror. I'll see someone worthwhile. But I was wrong. I see nothing." And Mushu tells her, "Man, we just have to spit at this. You look so beautiful. The truth is, we're both suckers. I didn't come because the ancestors sent me. They don't even like me. At least you did it. You risked your life for the ones you love. I just risked your life for myself. And at least you have good intentions." And the cricket goes up to Yama and goes, "What? You're not lucky. You lied to me? And the cricket goes, like, and like, what are you, a sheep? And Khan's like first you're, and like Khan's like thinking, like, first you give me some cow, and I think I'm a sheep. and Mulan thinks we need to go home, and even like one thing about Kingdom Hearts, like, and Sora even says we'll take part of our blame. Yeah, because you guys encouraged her. So this is when Leon I'm really having a hard time remembering his name, but I think it's Leon Yu, because this is not Kun, because these are the Huns. So breaks up the snow, and I think about at least 5 or 4 of his men also come up out of the snow, and they he figures out that, and Mulan sees all of them, and they have to go, and he has to go. They have to go warn them because they think that he's dead. The avalanche did not work fully, meaning only killed like the rest of his army. So Mulan goes and warns them, and she does bring her sword, but I don't know what happens to her sword in this. Like, I mean, I think she like ends up leaving it with her armor when after she says, she says to Shang, you trusted Ping. Why is Mulan any different? And she tries to warn everybody, like, why is nobody listening to me? She's like, sorry, did you say something? And like, boy, I missed your favorite part because Mushu says, let's go kick some Hun Bun! and Mushu says, hey, you're a girl, you remember? And the Hawk grabs the sword after Shang tries to show the sword of the bad guys to the Emperor. He ends up the Hawk ends up grabbing it and giving it to him. And he knows what it means, your father, and like, they realize that their Huns are still alive. So, and then they end up grabbing the Emperor and taking him away. And they grab a statue and they try to break down the door. And Mulan's like, I got an idea. And they make the 3 guys cross-dressed like she had to do. And I think this is when she like gets rid of their armor. This is when she like leaves her sword behind. So the one that has a sword, I think, is Shang. And we hear the song, I'm as swift as a coursing river. We are men with all the grace of the great typhoon. We are men. We'll worship the raging fire. Experience as the dark side of the moon. And they all go in there and distract the soldiers while Shang is in the back. I'm kind of happy they don't have Shang cross-dress. I don't want to see Shang cross-dress. And the Hawk sees Shang and try to warn them, but Mushu takes away all his feather and says, now that's what I call warming barbecue. They knock out all the soldiers and stuff like that. That's the soldiers. And while Leon Yu, I'm really hoping I'm saying that right, is trying to get the Emperor to bow to him, and he says, what about how the wind howls? The mountain will not bow. And he said, then I'll cut you into pieces. And Shang, he walks away. The Emperor walks away while Shang tries to fight him, and Chimpo takes away the Emperor, and Ling and Chao go down there, and Chao's like saying, "Come on," but she ends up cutting the rope, and makes sure he can't follow them. And this is when he says to Shang, "You took away my victory," and Mulan says, "No." I did. And it's just the soldiers from the mountain, and he starts chasing after her, and Mushu come right in the hawk, says, "Okay, what's the plan?" And she's like, "You don't have a plan? Hey, I'm making this as I go." And she sees the rocket, and she sees the rockets. Mushu, and she says, "Right behind you, sister." And come on, Cricket. And he goes up to the people who are doing rockets. They go, "Who are you?" And she goes, "Your worst nightmare." And that's another one of my favorite parts of Mushu. So, I mean, I don't. That's the one thing of I'm most worried about. They're gonna replace Eddie Murphy. Like, guys, a lot of people probably forget that when they think Eddie Murphy, they always think of the donkey. They never think of Mushu. All I ever hear is that when they're about animation, all I hear is he's the donkey. Like, nope, for donkey, before he was the donkey, he was Mushu. Yep, and you only had to be Mushu once because in the second movie that was not Eddie Murphy. So, and Eddie Murphy doesn't really act anymore, so. So the whole entire thing is they going. She goes up to the roof, and he says, "Looks like you're out of ideas." And she uses the fan to get his sword, and says, "Not quite." And she instead of like pointing the sword, I'm like, "Now, Mushu." And then Mushu's, "Light me!" And they end up shooting, and they end up hitting him, and he ends up dying. And he tells the cricket, "You are one lucky bug." So, and this is when the Emperor comes down and says, "I heard a great deal about you, Mulan. You stole your father's armor, went away from home, and this is a bearded soldier, Commanding the officer, destroyed my palace, and you have saved us all." And everybody bows to her, even the advisor. Like, he gets down on the floor, and he offers him, like, make sure that it's part of my council. And he says, "There's no council members open." His fine then, you can have his job. Like, yes, get him fired. And he just faints. and Mulan says, "All respect, sir. I just want him to go home." And she hands him his medallion or his necklace, and then he hands him his the bad guy's sword, and as he says, so the family knows that what you've done for me. And he hands him the sword and says, "So the world will know what you have done for China." So and she ends up hugging him, like, and Chao's like, "Can she do that?" So and they're like going, and of course she can hug him. Anybody can hug him. And they all hug her, and she goes over to Khan and says, "Let's go home." And the Emperor says, "The land is last flower blooms is the most mightiest," or something like that. And Shane's like, "Sir, like, you don't meet that kind of girl every dynasty." Like, go after her. And he does end up going after her, but he grabs her helmet, like, we do not see her sword again. We don't. Where's her sword? And she goes home and presents the sword and the medallion to her father. And her father says, "The greatest gift and honor is having you for a daughter." So, and she says, he's missed her, and she says, "I missed you, Papa." And the grandma says that she should have brought home a man, and this is when Shang says, and she says, "Sign me up for the next war." Like, Grandma, you don't need to go to any war. All you need to do is rest. And she says, and Shang goes, "You forgot your helmet." Well, actually, it's your helmet. And Mulan says, "Would you like to stay for dinner?" And the grandma says, "Do you like to stay forever?" So that's when we lead those guys, and the leader of the ancestors is watching, and Mushu says, "Come on, say I do a good job." And the ancestor says, "Oh, all right. You can be a guardian again." And they all have a big old party over there, and one of them says, "You know, she gets it from my side of the family." And Mushu comes out, is like thrown out of the have a party, and Mulan gives him a kiss, and the chickens run in there with little brother, and they say Mushu. So people who do not know who's Mulan's played by, she's played by the same exact person who plays May on Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, yay! So that means Mulan, the real Mulan, still was kicking butt. Yay! Even though you know how old she is now. So, what should I think about this movie? Well, Mulan's is one of my favorite ones from the Renaissance, but it's not one of my favorite Disney movies. Because it's not, I don't think I put it on my top 10, but it is one of my favorite Renaissance movies of Disney. So, because I think the last one of the Renaissance is Tarzan. Tarzan or Hercules. Those are the last. I think it's Tarzan, because Tarzan came out in 1999. So that was the last one of the Renaissance. And I mean, the only thing good about, I don't think they're going to do any more of them after they do Little Mermaid of the Renaissance. Like, really hope not, because I'm getting tired of them doing it to my ones I grew up with. Leave my 90 movies alone. And they so I give this movie, since the villain needs a little bit of work, I give it a 9 out of 10. Let me go and get my Mushu. Here he is, guys. Here's my Mushu. Nope, I meant Sully.
Yeah, guys, I'm Martha's Mushu. I'm Martha's sidekick. Yay! Because I'm the cat. Martha's mascot.
So, what do you think, Sully?
I give it over paws. My tail. So, bye-bye, guys. Like, share, and subscribe.
Yep, only have 4 more subscribers to go before I get to 50, guys. So make it up to 50. Bye-bye. And liking does really help my videos, so do that as well.